Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Oh my god, yes!
Put the barrage! Make sure they can't even follow up afterwards.
And Wash has found 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3, make that 4 right now here. Dynamic team gets a 4-man tire!
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
100 gets 3 with the primal rage!
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Tranquility. As we are as week 2 is getting underway here for these two teams, as the Adrenalines will take on Doodles tonight. My name is Dexatron. I am being joined by Karma tonight. Man, how are you doing?
Doing great. NFL football is back. Tonight's opening night. I'm got some great Overwatch going on. Nothing more that you could ask for.
Yeah, me and you are in 2 different spectrums when it comes to NFL fandom. Your team is expecting to win a Super Bowl. I'm just hoping my team's not going to be a dumpster fire.
Who knows? Already Christian McCaffrey's already hurt, so that's the one thing you had going on is already down bad, so who knows?
Panthers fans live in a constant state of misery, but what is not a constant state of misery is this game tonight. Well, hopefully it's not that for one of the teams. Hope we have a really good match like we saw on Tuesday night where the Big Bang Buccaneers took on... I should remember this one. Yeah, Geometric, and that went all 5 maps, and it was, I believe it was a reverse sweep as the Big Bang Buccaneers dropped or took the first 2 maps against Geometric, and then Geometric, after that halftime break, were able to reverse sweep it. Hopefully we see a game that was just as exciting as that one here tonight.
Yeah, not to mention, even like if that does happen, Doodles had a reverse sweep last week too against Reckless Obsidian, going down 0-2 in Nepal and Volskaya, and then just sweeping them completely, winning 3, basically not even dropping a single point. So who knows, maybe we get some differences from Doodles this time, or maybe they drop a few more, because Adrenaline is coming in this 0-1, only really won 1 map on Hanamura last week. So who knows, maybe they're a little bit more prepared, maybe their nerves have gotten released a little bit, but hopefully this is a good match.
Yeah, I always look at week 2 as that bounce back week for teams that lose in week 1. Just because they have a game that they can go back, look at what and see what they did wrong. But for those teams that won week 1, they can go back, look and see what they did right, what they did wrong, and try to improve on that a little bit here and try to carry that momentum into this week.
Yeah, especially with the tiebreaker map being Lijiang last week. So Doodles already have that sort of production, like that sort of being like, okay, we saw this work, they 2-0'd, we're good to go. We're ready to go into this week and just sort of try to sweep the floor, as some people say.
But we do know, like you said, you spoke and said Lijiang Tower was the tiebreaker map. That's actually going to be our first map this week here. Now, I always say Lijiang Tower is a map that I expect to see because you can see so many different playstyles come out on the points, but I really feel like Lijiang Tower is the ultimate warm-up map for teams when they're coming into competitions like this.
Oh yeah, I think if you don't scrim Lijiang first, King's Row last, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, because those are the 2 maps where I think everybody knows what each healer is doing. You're going to run the standard Brawl on Tower. You're going to run some 6-man, maybe some ball comps on Garden, and then some standard Brawl, maybe even double shield on Night Market. So it's very well rehearsed. It's very, okay, if this happens, then this happens. Very good chess master match, and we could see maybe some differences, but I wouldn't be surprised if we just see the standard sort of everything that happens normally on Lijiang.
Yeah, honestly, on Tuesday in that Adrenaline and Buccaneers game, it really all came down to the play of Junkrat on the first and the last map there for the Buccaneers. They had a Junkrat that absolutely dominated on control point, and then lastly, I believe the last map was Gardens, where they both or no, it was Night Market, where they both kind of no, actually they only played 2 maps. My bad. But just the Junkrat kind of controlled the pace of that game in the Buccaneers versus Geometric there. So maybe we could potentially see that happen in this game tonight. However, maybe the teams decide not to go with Junkrat.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a Junkrat. Junkrat is very popular, especially in these more enclosed maps, especially with Tower, where you can just sort of sit in white, just lob your nades down the hallway, and you'll basically get a 6K because that's how Junkrat works, I guess. You just get absolutely demolished, but I feel like if you're good against a good team that is well versed in sort of like that sort of playstyle where they know how to counter it, it could be very detrimental for some teams, especially if they run a very hard, having maybe like a Doomfist May brawl where they could just wall somebody off, punch them, and they just are deleted in 1 second.
Yeah, honestly, that's always the thing you have to worry about. But before we get into this game, what's your prediction for this one? Do you think Doodles carries on their winning streak right now by improving to 2-0, or do you think Adrenaline's able to bounce back from their loss last week?
I wouldn't be surprised if we see an Adrenaline's bounce back. Obviously, first week is always nervous. There's always nerves, no matter, even if you're playing in LAN, online, whatever like that. Even in a tournament, you're still going to have those nerves. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a bounce back week from Adrenaline, who I obviously didn't cast it and I didn't watch it, but who knows what the heck could happen. It could be first week nerves. Maybe Doodles is just a better team, but who knows? It's week 2. Everything is off the table.
Yeah, or you never know. Adrenaline's might have gone up against a team that is, might be one of the better teams in Tranquility. Well, you said Doodles reverse sweep last week, so they're coming in a little bit on a high horse, I would assume.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're coming in like having that sort of that power where they're like, okay, we reverse swept last week. Let's not get that far behind this week, and let's try to just come out here and play our game.
Yeah, someone in chat's talking about the fact of wearing football jerseys and Splatoon.
Yep.
Splatoon 3 tomorrow. Can't wait. But we're seeing 2 dueling comps come out right now here on Night Market.
Yeah, we have Brawl and Against the Ball comp, and it's going to be one of those things where it's like it's basically it's 2 different styles of team play. You want to have the ball to sort of disrupt the Brawl comp, and you also have that far in the backline to just sort of pepper them down and make sure they aren't able to gain the space that they want to.
Yeah, we're already seeing Twist there try to have to move his shield around as we see Match come in, but the first kill goes to Mag. Twist though comes right back, finds 2 before Tissue takes them out. Rowlet is able to take down Quickle, but the Doodle squad is able to find some more kills here. However, it does look like Adrenaline might be able to cap the point first here, unless Match has something to say about it. They're doing their best, but Adrenalines are able to cap point first, but I believe that Teleporter is down, so it's going to be a very, very slow comeback for Adrenalines as Doodles starts to find kills here. However, 3 members of Adrenalines have gone back. Tissue, though, absolutely wreaking havoc in the sky, finding 2 kills. Twist does find 1 before we see Mag for Doodles find another one. And this should be a point flip here as Twist is really on his own as Quackle takes him out. Tissue is able to take care of Mint there. And still, we're seeing Adrenalines hold on to this point for a very, very long time. Finally, Doodles is able to take it.
Yeah, and that even with Brawl, like that 26% is really good for Adrenalines because now they're just gonna try to flip the point. They don't have that Symmetra anymore, so they're gonna try to stop the ball rolling through them. But it's gonna be something that's gonna be very, very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, as we see Doodles here, very, very odd hold here. Tissue popping the barrage, able to find 1, 2 as they find Mint there late. However, Adrenalines is on point. Master Shadow able to find Guitar there, but Tissue again just absolutely raining death from above. Pula able to find a match before Quackle is able to find Pula right back on that nice trade. Adrenaline's almost getting the swap here, but Quackle actually starting to take over, make that 3 straight kills for the Soldier.
Yeah, and that's the great pick with the Soldier. A lot of people don't like to play it because it is a Soldier. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but paired with that sort of Mercy Pocket and just sort of being able to play by itself, it's so good, especially against this sort of Brawl comp.
Yeah, now Adrenaline's have to come back in. Doodles already at 50%. Nice bowl there for Match, getting them off of that teleport. However, some of them get through Tissue. Again, able to find Mint out early here, and we already see a huge fight happening just outside point. 2 kills going the way of Doodles. Make that 3 as 2 go back the way of Adrenaline's right now. Again, though, no one really to counter Twist or Tissue in the sky. Pula in a very bad spot right now. They are able to find Quackles, however, but Pula will not be long for this world as Tissue essentially barrel stuffs them with a rocket.
Yeah, and the one thing that's very difficult too is Rowlet swapped back to that Symmetra after staying on the Kree or Cassidy. And one thing that they need to do is they need to find that Zen and TP onto it, something that they haven't been doing.
Yeah, Adrenaline's though only coming into this next team fight here with the grab ready to go. They will have a beat as well. Doodles though, again, Tissue has a barrage. Here comes the minefield and the visor coming out. Tissue already finds one. The visor being popped here by Quackle. They're raining in damage. Here comes the barrage from Tissue. 1, 2 members of Adrenaline's down. Rowlet able to find Tissues, but I feel like the damage might already be done here. However, Adrenaline's were able to actually retake point in the confusion of that battle there. However, the numbers are heavily in Doodles' side. I believe there will be another quick point swap. But we do see Pula come and get one quick kill. However, too many members of Doodles there for them to fight it on their own as Doodles retakes point.
Yeah, I think they might have the touch here, especially with the Sim TP. Oh, they missed it. They missed the Sim TP. So they weren't able to get a touch, and that's just rough, especially against like a ball comp like that, because you need to be able to find that backline, and they just were never able to find it.
Yeah, kind of F there for that teleporter, but just good plays there by Doodles, making sure that that Adrenaline did not have a chance to even go through that TP. But, you know, after that first team fight, which, I mean, you can even argue Adrenaline's didn't necessarily win. They were able to cap point first, and then essentially just tried, or just contested point as long as they possibly could.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people like to do, is they like to get that point first. But one thing they should have done is they did have that Sim TP still up. They should have broken it and then just TP'd onto their Zen. Once the bar is rotating, then you're able to get that sort of window where you can just TP onto it and just destroy the backline for free, since it's really only a Zen there and he doesn't have any peel.
Yeah, the Adrenaline, Doodle's going to stick with their same comp again, minus, I believe, the Sigma. Adrenaline's coming out with the Sombra, which is pretty much what I would always expect to see on this map. However, Doodles don't necessarily seem to care at the moment, but Master Shadow able to find Match out to start the killing here in point 2. Quackle, though, comes right back and finds Twist. And again, we might be seeing the Adrenalines take the first point here. However, they are able to find some kills, which does help them out here. I was going to say they might end up losing the team fight, but they are sustaining right now, finding more kills than Doodles have.
Yeah, one thing that's really it's his Tissue finds too, but they do have the Zen break, so they do have a little bit more peel for Khan, but it just looks like that Adrenaline's is just sort of falling right now.
Yeah, Adrenaline's, again, just really not coming out with a direct counter to this pharmacy in the sky, because if they even look up, they have Quackle there to just absolutely, melt them down while they're looking up. Pula and Rowlet are trying to do their best. They are really close to their ultimates right now. Quackle already has their visor ready to go. Tissue, I imagine, will quickly get their barrage here, as they're just going to rain damage in away from the Adrenalines.
Yeah, one thing that I really like, though, is that Masters is on this Divas to try to deal with him a little bit more, but the entirety of the everything else for Adrenalines is just sort of falling, as we see Rowlet does.
Yeah, Rowlet already down. Quackle, Twist was in a very awkward spot. Pula does have their EMP ready to go here, but without Rowlet, I imagine they're not necessarily going to use here, but the Doodles squad are forcing a team fight in this small room. 1, 2, 3, Match is finding everyone for Adrenaline's there. Tissue coming in to help. Twist in a very, very bad spot, as essentially they got absolutely bullied by everyone there on the Adrenaline squad. Master Shadow doesn't live much longer after getting D-Mech there out of their mech, as Qatar takes them down.
Yeah, this just seems like it's rough for Doodles, as they do get a pick on the Mercy, which could be very, very big, especially since they do have that glass cannon comp.
Yeah, but look at Doodles right now. 5 ultimates ready to go. Here comes one. The EMP comes out. I believe it only hits Guitar there. Here comes the barrage from Tissue. Only finds one. The bomb from Master, though, does find one right back. So the numbers advantage is actually going towards Adrenaline. Primary Rage, though, popped by Match, finds one. That might keep it in their favor for the moment here. Twist still bowls right through them. Rowlet finds Mag. Some kills going back the way of Doodles right now, but Adrenalines do have more numbers on point. However, we have seen a lot of contests come out on this map or this point right now as Quackle pops their visor, already finding one, getting the Diva out of their mech right now, gonna try to melt them down, and are able to right there. The kills now going back the way of Doodles, as a point was swapped there. However, Doodles already getting it forced back into overtime. The Transcendence coming out from Khan to try to keep them alive in this fight, but it's just as lonely as Zenyatta against the might of the Doodles team.
Yeah, and it just looked rough. Obviously, they're trying to get the point flipped over, but it just looks like it's match wrap right here.
Yeah, Master Shadow finding one kill. Could keep him in this mid, though, dies, and that's not a good sign for them as they're already down 1 DPS and 1 support now. Master Shadow, D-Mac won't live much longer than that as we see both supports now back up. Quackle able to find Pool, and like you said, I don't think it will necessarily matter. The map will end here, and Doodles takes the first map dominantly.
Yeah, and it really was dominant. Doodles just looked like, I don't want to say they looked like the better team, but I think they had a much better welled-out plan than Adrenalines did. I think Adrenaline, I really like the Brawl pick from Adrenalines, but you have to remember, like, Ball is basically the main counter to it. And if they're not able to find that backline and just demolish that and just start from back there, then they're going to lose it 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, and like you said right there, 10 times out of 10, that is definitely one of those 10 times. Again, the Doodles looked incredibly strong there, just really not even letting off. Yeah, they, would lose a team fight or let Adrenalines retake the point, but that was just a smart play on them backing off, letting Adrenalines, waste ultimates, throw bodies on point, only for them to die to retake it, and then the full strength of Doodles to come back in and fight off those remaining stragglers.
Yeah, and it really was just sort of like, obviously they lost the first fight a bit, but they were just trying to build up ultimates, and they were just trying to get somebody low. And then as soon as they got one person low, they're like, okay, we're going to go in now. And they just immediately, like, all 6 of them just went in, obviously with the Zen sort of sitting back. But you just found it out, and it was great team play from them. Now, the next map, Hanamura, which is Adrenaline's map pick, is going to look different because this is the only map that they won last week. So maybe they have a different composition to sort of fall back on. Maybe it's their comfort pick, but who knows?
Yeah, Hanamura 2 CP. I got absolutely bullied by Navino on Tuesday for saying I enjoy and will miss 2 CP, but I understand why it is leaving. And like you said, this is probably definitely a comfort pick. Hanamura, I just feel like they were the team. Adrenaline's played Symmetra there on the first map of Lijiang Tower, and this is a map where if you can get the Sim TP on the point and the other team doesn't expect that, which I don't know how you don't expect that at this point, it can be devastating.
Yeah, I think that's one thing where it's a Symmetra TP, especially on attack, is very one thing where a lot of people expect it, but it still works. Because people do expect it, but sometimes they're not trained to just turn on it right away. Sometimes they try to fight some people and they end up TPing. Who knows? Maybe it looks like that they are going to play with the Symmetra on attack, but maybe it's something where they just know how to play around it. Maybe they go to the high ground. Maybe go to these different little TP spots that some people go to where they can just sort of surround them with everybody that they have.
Yeah, well, it actually looks like they're going to be playing Symmetra.
Oh, they're going to be playing
defense
defense.
Interesting choice here from Doodles to go on the offensive here, but I kind of like when teams do this. It shows that they feel like that they're trying to carry that momentum from that first game, or maybe they just believe they're the better team here and want to try to end this fast.
I mean, yeah, I think the one thing that I really like about this is that, please don't tell me they're coming out. They're actually going to come out in the Bastion. Oh, they are.
In a way, I feel like that's a little bit okay. Guitar came out backwards. But they are going to come out with this Bastion, which is a very interesting setup here. I don't know necessarily what the plan is. I'm interested to see this.
I mean, I actually really like it. Get the double shield out and just sort of get everything that you can.
Yeah, and look, we already see them rushing through this small room here. That Bastion is going to get set up on the high ground. However, 3 members of Adrenaline's already down. Will Tissue be able to melt anyone right now? They are trying, but they themselves will get killed there by Pula. So maybe that Bastion strat was a one-time attempt here, and they're gonna hopefully probably swap off here.
Yeah, they're swapping off to the deal. Man, that's no fun. But yeah, that was a really good play by Twist. Obviously, Guitar missed the pin, and Twist just sort of went in and was like, okay, cool. It's my time to shine, get a nice little kill in the backline, and it was just great teamwork.
Yeah, as we see the Adrenalines here put up that ice wall, and they're already gonna trap out some members here. Rowlet able to find Guitar. That Immortality field is down. Tissue falls as well to Khan. And Adrenaline's here looking like a very, very different team than what we saw on Lijiang Tower.
It really is. It looks like that this is Adrenaline's map pick, and you can definitely see it by the way that they're playing it. They look like they are very well versed in this map and just know how to play it.
Yeah. Well, Rowlet does have their wall ready to go. That is really the only ultimate ready to go right now. Twist is close to their shatter. Quackle is hiding off in a corner for some reason. Oh, he's the only member of his team left alive over there. They're waiting for their team now to come back through, as we do see the Tissue swap over to the Sim now. And this could be a very interesting fight on point. Here comes the shatter from Twist. Finds two. Already one taken down. And they're looking for more, but they might play it smart here and try to back up to point. Quackle might be in between a rock and a hard space there. Mint takes care of them. Tissue, though, able to find Pula. That's a nice kill for them. That is their first kill, I believe, on any member of the Adrenaline squad this entire round so far.
Yeah, and right now, even though Adrenaline's looks like they're still holding on, they just lost their BAP and their main sense of healing, and it looks like that Doodles are just going in right away.
Yeah, they want to take this right down Main Street right now. Guitar coming in, bomb coming out. Will it catch any stragglers? Not able to. Here comes the wall from Rowlet. Master able to get back in their mech safely, and Mint popping the beat here just to keep them sustained while they wait for Khan to get back, who I believe has rejoined the team fight, or about to rejoin the team fight. Guitar does have their shatter ready. That's going to be their go button. And they pop here, only able to find Matt's shadow. Khan actually falls off the map. That is the worst thing that could happen for Adrenals right now. But the Blizzard comes out from Pula, able to freeze a couple. Rowlet finds one, but they fall right after that. Pula falls right after that. Everything is starting to go wrong here for the Adrenalines, and it really all started with Khan falling off the map somehow.
I think he tried to do this little short jump outside the way and just mistimed it. Because you can make that jump with Baptiste, but I just think he just missed it somehow. But yeah, that was really the main turning point, was just Khan just decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to go for a nice little dip in the pool.
Yeah, now we got to see Tissue pop that TP. They're going to rush straight to point here. Ult's coming out. Tissue pops their wall here. Going to really play a lot of defensive for the Doodle side as they essentially completely take point. Quackle holding on to their visor for the moment. They are able to take out Rowlet. Now that's the ghost sign for their visor. They pop it. They are looking for a lot of damage right now. Down goes the Immortality field. Tissue's able to find Twist. Quackle trying to just get that Lucio able to, and look at this. Doodles absolutely snowballing here on his second point. Already one tick down, and they're basically killing the Adrenaline squad as they come out of their spawn. And a quick 0.2, 307 left in the time bank. What a performance here by Doodles after basically getting kind of stunned coming out the gate by the Adrenaline team.
Yeah, honestly, I think if they were in overtime, I think, when they capped first point, or like just about to be. And they literally just snowballed it completely. But that's what happens when you have ults on 2 CP. Obviously, you had the Symmetra ult from Tissue, and you just sort of were like, okay, let's go around the left-hand side, TP across. And then since you have that wall, you could just split the point in half and just make it so they can't sit on the high ground. You have to physically come down to the point to be able to deal with them. And Quackle just took advantage of it, getting the Symmetra from the window, and then just sort of just chilling on the other high ground and just beaming everybody down with the visor.
Yeah, and now, again, what we expected, Adrenaline's coming out with a Symmetra. They're going to probably TP straight to point. I would imagine Doodles wholeheartedly, they just fully expect this.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they've seen that Symmetra is sort of their comfort pick. We've seen it a lot more, I would say, especially obviously with Night Market, you sort of expect it. But even on the defense, I would say you don't really expect a Symmetra on defense all that much. You mainly expect maybe a Torb if you want to run a sort of turret character. Mm-hmm. But seeing the Symmetra, I think they're going to be expecting it, and that's why they have Tissue on this Doomfist to try to get the nice big seismic slam when they TP onto the point.
Yeah, even as someone who basically mains Symmetra with over 100 hours on the character, I don't think I would necessarily pull out Symmetra on defense on this map. For, like you said, there are better turret options. Looks like the TP is going to come up. Will they expect it? I think they do, but the wall comes. Actually, no. Did Doodles not expect this? They are absolutely losing members. Guitar falls first here, but Tissue comes right back in, finds Rao. That is a nice kill for them to keep them in this fight. However, one big shield down, the other one's still alive. Adrenaline's is looking to end this team fight and hopefully cap the point here right now, but there are still enough members of Doodles hanging around the point here that they really haven't even let them start. Now they barely started to get any percentage on that point right now. Pula finds Quackle. We did just see Qatar about to be back into this fight. However, Adrenaline's finally starting to get some percentage on. Almost 2 ticks right now. Finally able to get that second tick as match falls to Rowlet. Mint able to move off the other Lucio of Halvar. Shadow able to find Guitar. However, Tissue still finding kills right now, but however, it won't necessarily matter as the Adrenalines take first point.
Yeah, and that was really good from Adrenalines. They obviously did TP on the point like we were talking about, but they had that sort of planned out where even though they might know about it, they might not. They were just able to turn it immediately. It looked like that Doodles had the right plan, but they just weren't able to execute it.
Yeah, different kind of TP coming in for the Adrenalines now. They're going to go right down Main Street and instead TP on to this little arch above point. Mint going after Halvar again, moving them off that high ground as now we start to see some members of Adrenaline fall down onto the ground. Guitar pops their Shatter. I don't believe they really found anyone there. Maybe Master Shatter. That was it, who gets DMAC there. The Immortality Field comes out and is gone already. Immortality Field now for both teams, both down and out. Twist able to find Guitar. The grab comes in from Match, able to find 2. That might keep Doodles in this for a moment. Halvar finds Twist, and yeah, that might just do it for this team fight as they essentially get a team kill there without it really being one.
Yeah, that really was. I think Adrenaline's use a lot of ults there. They use the window, they use the beat, they use the shatter, they use the wall, they use the freeze. That's 5 ults, and now they only really have the diva bomb. I would have liked it personally if they kept that Symmetra wall and was able to do the sort of like the same thing that Doodles did last round, but who knows? Maybe it's one of those things where they just wanted to use it and they thought they were able to win it.
Yeah, like you said, they're going to come back into this fight really down on ultimates. I feel like they want to try to have a little bit more of a time bank than Doodles did to give them any chance here on this map. But Doodles 3 ultimates ready to go. Adrenaline's 1 and far, far away from a second winner. Here comes the bomb from Master. Quackle is able to find Master. However, Master finds them right back, so an equal trade coming out. Tissue able to find Twist right now as Rowlet is in a very dangerous position. So is Khan, who both fall. Pula getting the freeze here, but they won't really live much longer after they're able to get that freeze as Mag takes them out.
Yeah, and that was a great bomb drive. Master just being able to sort of I thought it was going to overshoot it a little bit, but then Quackle just sort of jumped down because he thought it was going to land up there, and then it just sort of caught him out.
Yeah, so 2 ultimates still ready now for Doodle. Guitar, again, really close to their primal rage. Adrenalines really only have their 2 supports who are close to getting anything of an ultimate. Maybe this team fight. I don't think we'll see anything else come out from the other 4 members of that squad before the next team fight. However, if they are able to find the first kill here, they might be able to just get a little bit of momentum. We do see Mint go up there, get incredibly almost able to escape. Tissue almost gets charged. It lives with 17 health. Now they're looking, but a nice ice wall there prevents them from going through and maybe dealing a lot of damage to Adrenaline. Guitar pops their ultimate incredibly low, jumps up to get healed back up by their supports. Now Khan popping the damage matrix here. Yeah, they're going to try to rain in a lot of damage. However, like I said, and like we saw, most of the Doodle squad is on that high ground, so that's really not going to find a lot of value right now. Mint does have their beat ready to go. Match finds Rowlet, who did just get the wall. Here comes a shatter from Twist, able to find 2. No one yet falling for the side of Doodles. So essentially a wasted ult coming out. Bomb now coming out from Master Shadow on point. So did the Blizzard, and they're getting really close to actually full capping this. However, we are starting to see members of Doodles come back. 2 members on point now, and they find the last 2 kills, trying to make it 3. Actually, they do make it 3, as Halvar is able to boop Pula to death, and that should end this team fight. But it looks like Doodles want to go for blood right now. They are able to get the DMAC onto Master, which is a great thing for them because that's going to force Master to probably jump off the map.
Yeah, and that was a great play by Havilar. They came in, used the beats, that way the entire team stayed up, and then was just able to get a 2 kill. They were really good with the Lucio there. And now, again, like we said before, Adrenaline has no ults to engage this fight.
Yeah, Adrenaline is playing this round really interesting in my opinion because they need to hold on to some of those ults, but they essentially got their ults and then immediately use them. Here comes a Shatter. It catches a lot. Primal Rage popping from Guitar here to try to find a lot of members here. However, they get frozen up. No one falls from that. Tissue finds 2 with that uppercut. And now they continue to go in right now looking for anyone. Oh my goodness, already 4 members of the Adrenaline's down, about to be 5 here, as they might just, actually they're not gonna let Master Shadow jump off the map there. Only 1 member of the Adrenaline's not dying in that one, or at least not dying around the time everyone else died.
Yeah, no, that was great by Tissue. The great, like, sort of Doomfist play, just getting the EM, just getting the uppercut, getting 2 in. And now match swaps back over to the Reinhardt.
Yeah, they minute to go. Here comes the TP. They go straight on the point. Mag pops the damage directly. Here comes the Visor as well. Quackle finds 1, 2, 3. Bomb goes out onto the high ground. Able to find Mag. However, I feel like the damage has already been done by Quackle. Guitar finds 1, then a second follow-up right after that. They're trying to get the team kill here, but Mint on that Lucio is able just to kind of skate himself away.
Yeah, one thing I wish that Adrenaline does is I wish they try to TP onto the high ground, something that they haven't done. You've seen Quackle and you've seen Tissue and you've seen Mag just sit up here the entire time, and there's been 0 real sort of trying to get them out of that position.
Yeah, but let's look at this right now. We're talking about ultimates. Really, only Doodles will have their beat this fight. Adrenaline's is going to have 3 ults. They pop their beat here early. Rally and Pula are the next closest one, and Twist can get a Shatter here pretty quick. Here comes the beat now from Halvar. Blizzard comes out from Rowlet. Wall comes out from... Blizzard comes out from Pula. Wall comes out from Rowlet. And look at this. 3 straight kills going the way of the Adrenaline's, but 2 come right back the way of Doodles. Make it 3 as Tissue still just being an absolute menace to anyone on this Adrenaline side. They have not forgotten what they experienced on Lijiang Tower, but they are destined to see it again here on Hanamura.
Yeah, that was a really good play by Doodles. Obviously, we thought they were going to get first out. As soon as they came out, they weren't able to do really well to start off the map, and then they just sort of steamrolled after that. They looked really good on the second point on both times. On attack, they weren't able to cap first until like the very last second, and then they just sort of snowballed second point. Defense, they lose first point in a matter of seconds, and then they were able to for a full hold second point for almost 6 minutes, it seemed like.
Yeah, I always feel like Hanamura is one of those maps where you could get absolutely rolled on the first point, but if they can't roll you right away on their first attack on that second point, you can hold them. We saw it here. You can always argue maybe it's a better team going up against a little bit of a lesser opponent. However, 6 minutes is a lot of time, and Adrenaline, they probably had double the time that Doodles did to attack that second point, and they weren't necessarily able to do anything.
Yeah, they really weren't. Like, obviously, I talked about the ult percentage, but even you did. They just sort of, as soon as they got ults, they just used it. They just didn't hold on to it for another fight. I think there was multiple times too where, yes, they get a few frees, yes, they get a few walled off, and I think it's good value, and then it's just like, oh, well, we lost the fight. We could have held this for the next fight when we now have none, we have 1 ult. I think that's something that, obviously, this is still week 2, we still got a lot more weeks to go, but this is something that I want to see Adrenaline's improve on, is their ultimate usage. I don't want them to use all 5. I want them to use maybe 1, 2, maybe realize a little bit early when the game is going to be down, like when they know that the fight is already lost.
Yeah, just kind of piggybacking on that, like you said, they had 5 ultimates going into that, or 4 or 5 ultimates going into their first attack on point 2. They use them all. They only find 2 kills from it, I believe, and Doodle's able to just kind of sustain, stabilize after that, and go on to have a really, really good defensive hold there on that second point.
Yeah, which is something that obviously it needs a lot. It needs some work. Obviously, you can see, like, you could take this back. You can go back to the lab and be like, okay, cool. It's just week 2. Obviously, Doodles is looking like a really good team right now, and they look really well practiced, well versed. They know how to play this. They know how to play the game. So okay, we can go back. We can VOD review this. We can just sort of take the stuff that we can learn from these guys and put it into our game. Obviously, you saw this sort of brawl mirror on this map. Okay, what can we take from their brawl that we can improve? We can do.
Yeah, but with saying all that, we are going to take a quick 10-minute break and be right back with the third map of Adrenalines versus Doodles. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you guys all enjoyed that little halftime break there. Again, my name is Jextron. I am joined by Karma here. Now, through those first two maps, Doodles absolutely seemed to be the more dominant team. Karma, would you agree with that statement?
I would say yes. They looked a little bit shaky on Hanamura, which we were talking about before the break, with sort of like the first point looked a little bit rocky, but as soon as they hit that second point, they looked unstoppable. They looked like nothing could break them, nothing could slow them down. They just looked insane.
Yeah, and like both me and you kind of thought there for a moment that maybe Adrenalines might be looking to full hold that first point, and we could potentially be looking at a tied series. However, it went the exact opposite way. One fight was all Doodles really needed, and then they just absolutely steamrolled their way on the second point.
Yeah, they really did, and I don't know if this is going to be the same thing, because Kings Row last week, which is the map that we're going to right now, both of these teams played it last week. Obviously, it's Kings Row, it's Scrims Row, everybody plays it. But last week, Doodles won 3-0. Adrenaline lost 3-1. So it's going to be very, very rough to see what each team is going to do and how they're going to play it.
Yeah, hopefully Adrenaline's learned something from that last week so that they can hopefully start their initial game into that reverse sweep right now. But like you said, just based off those stats, everything is kind of tilted in Doodles' favor right now, especially with the play that we've seen up until this point.
Yeah, and even it looked like, especially during Lijiang, it was going to be a much more of a sort of ball versus brawl meta. Ball versus ball. Ball obviously counters brawl. But then the last map we see both teams sort of run the sort of brawl heavy sort of comp. Obviously, Doodles was coming out a little bit trolly with the Bastion pick to start off with. But it looks like right now we will be getting a brawl v brawl matchup if Guitar decides to swap to the Reinhardt instead of the Hog.
Yeah, and we're seeing actually the Doodles squad come out with the Symmetra this time, which is interesting, but I imagine they're kind of just teasing us with that pick right now.
Yeah, probably, especially since they are on the attack, but who knows? Maybe they're actually planning to stay on the Hog.
Yeah, well, as you said that, maybe they are deciding to stay on the Hog here. Nope, Guitar goes right back to that Rhine. Tissues was actually in a very vulnerable spot there for a moment. However, nothing really happened.
No.
TP comes up. Actually,
Yeah.
this could be a fake TP as we see Guitar go right through, and this could catch him off guard. And we see Twist go up to try to counter what I believe they thought might have been a AC 130 comp as we get a pause.
Yep.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot we can take away from what we saw so far.
No, I think, it's about like 15, 20 seconds in about, but maybe, but who knows? Obviously, like you were talking about, they're looking for that maybe AC 130 comp, try to mess it up, which is, people don't know at home, AC 130 comp is just, you TP a Bastion onto the high ground, which we saw them play the Bastion before. So it was sort of that, okay, maybe they are, and then you see the D.Va just sort of boot them off, so nothing really too big. But if it was that AC 130 comp, who knows what could have happened.
Yeah, well, we did see Twist fly up there, so they definitely potentially thought they could be seeing it. I would have loved to see it, as that's one of my favorite, like, one-off comps. But it looks like we're going to go back right into the game right now, as the action is already picking up, as we basically left at the beginnings of a team fight right now. Both teams actually respecting the other team right now, playing very safe around that space, as we see maybe a member of Duels get absolutely cut off there. And yeah, match is cut off inside the hotel here. Twist now trying to go after this Ashe there, is getting damage boosted by Bloom Beam Baby, who came in. Match is swapping off that Sigma now, going to a defense set. And look at this, Tissue originally on the Symmetra now goes to the Bastion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is sort of like a fake AC 130 comp.
They couldn't let me have any fun tonight here. Tissue's, though, almost absolutely getting chunked down. They're able to get fully healed back up. Khan did pop their damage mix there, and that might be the go sign for Doodles. They pop their own here. Tissue able to find Tyler C right before that wall comes up, and they as I believe I thought I saw a shatter come out. No, Tissue's absolutely posted up on point right now. The Adrenalines are gonna have to make a tough decision here if they want to try to come out. They have to if they want to try to hold this fight, and they pick the right target going after Tissues. However, Rollet falls right after that. Twist gets DMAC, Mint falls. Everything now going badly for Adrenalines there after they found the initial pick. Quackle absolutely popping heads right now, trying to find a third one right now. However, Bob comes out, immediately gets rid of the Immortality Field. Master comes right back and finds Guitar. Adrenaline's trying to stay in this fight, however, already lose the point.
Yeah, Tissue, as soon as that window was used, they just absolutely get destroyed.
Shatter comes out from Guitar, finds Raleigh. Here comes a Shatter from Tyler C, finds 3. No really follow-up there as Tissue takes himself out, not allowing the other team to. He only says that I can only kill myself. Quackle finds Master Shatter there, and now we start to see the Doodles team here just push in and try to force some sort of aggression onto the Adrenaline side, as they do pop their own damage boosters right now, but however, Doodles just said, I can walk straight through that to avoid the damage. Here comes the bomb from Match. It's looking to be big. Actually, it's not. Tyler finds a Guitar, and Adrenaline actually doing a good job right now holding Doodles for the moment.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job just sort of holding the team to themselves and just sort of playing to
Huge
their own
Shatter
strength.
finds 4. They already get 2 kills out of it right now. Adrenaline doing a great job just holding arches right now, which is a very, very hard choke point to get through if you cannot get through it quickly. And now the Adrenalines do have 2 ultimates that they can use. Doodles are really only have that Valkyrie that they're about to have ready to go. So Adrenalines can kind of, rotate through these ultimates right now and stay in this fight for as long as they want to. I believe Rowlett's gonna look for this Death Blossom here. Is gonna pop it, but it will get mostly eaten up by Match. But the Cavalry is coming in for the Adrenalines. 2 straight kills going their way, and they get the DMAC.
Yeah, and Tissue's just sort of sitting in the backline as Bastion. But yeah, that was a great play by them. I think Tissue's going to get staggered here, but yeah, like you said before, Archway is one of the hardest positions to sort of break if you don't have that sort of stuff, but they're just able to hold it as much as they can.
Yeah, and now they have to wait for Tissue to come back. Here comes the Shatter, though, from Guitars. Finds 2 out. Tyler pops his own Shatter to cancel. Guitar, a bomb now coming out from Twist. They might not live to see them get back in the mech. Rowlett does find Guitar, though. And are we going to see Twist get back in their mech? Actually, they are back in their mech, and they are able to punch Match's Zarya to death. Tissue now posted up on the cart, able to find 1 kill, and is supported by their Baptiste as well. So they're starting to push this one. Quackle is now picking up some of the slack, finding 2 straight kills, and they finally escape the hell known as Arches.
Yeah, they finally do, and now Tissue's just sort of posted up on the thing as he uses tank form for some reason, but they missed the boost up. But yeah, that's one thing where if you get a Bastion on that cart and they're not able to get it off, it's just going to spell death for the other team.
Yeah, and I really like what we're seeing out of this Doodle squad right now as Quackle pops his ultimate here. Blue Beam Baby is already taken out by Rowlett, though, so not a lot of help for Quackle and that ultimate. Tissue, again, a flanking Bastion in the background here as the beat and the damage mixes come out. However, we're going to start seeing Tissue rain in some damage. They find Khan. However, I feel like the damage is already done for the Adrenalines, as they have already basically taken out the entirety of Doodles minus Tissue.
Yeah, Tissue's just sort of just chilling in the background, and Tyler C gets a nice double pin, which, okay, but yeah, it looks like Tissue's just sort of staggering himself right now.
Yeah, I wonder how long Tissue's going to stay on this Bastion. Here comes the May Blizzard, however, they're not really able to get anyone. They are able to wall off the Zarya of Match. That is a good pick for them, as now they really only have Guitar. Mag does have their ultimate ready to go. Tissue swapping off the Bastion, go into a Hanzo, much more, comp-based pick here for them, especially with what they're kind of running. But Doodles can come back in this next engagement as they wait for Match to get back with 3-4 ultimates ready to go.
Yeah, this is going to be very tough for Tyler C here because he does have that Shatter, but they're all going to the high ground.
Guitar, though, pops a Shatter of his own, is able to find a couple with it there, taking out Master. Mint falls as well, 2 down already for the Adrenalines, and make it 3 as Tyler C won't be able to use his Shatter. Rowlett falls as well. Twist finds 1, but I believe, again, this team fight is already done for the Adrenaline squad. Twist able to get the crunch kill onto Quackle there, but again, it's just fighting in a losing fight.
Yeah, and that was a great play by Guitar. Obviously, you see the May just sort of wall up the Rhine, and they're not expecting a shatter, and then you just shatter him from the top line, because why not? It's fun, and why not have fun?
And Tyler C falls early again, so that shadow will not be used in this fight as well. However, I have to give some credit to Adrenaline's there. They basically cut down all the time that Doodles had from that first point on that second point, only giving them a little bit over a minute and a half right now. So we see Twist C go up there, get the people from Doodles off that high ground. However, Maxwell gets back up there, is going to rain in a lot of health. Here comes the visor from Quackles, but they get shattered. However, they do not fall. They're going to try to get whatever they can out of it. Not able to find a lot, however, but the kills are still going their way right now. Already 2 taken out. Quackles is absolutely just kind of melting everyone on the Adrenaline squad. Down goes Mint as well, thanks to Tissue.
Yeah, and Quackle is just sort of raining terror down on this soldier. We saw it before on Lijiang Tower. He was just sort of raining down terror with the soldier, where the Far was just sort of getting everything done. But this is just another map for Quackle.
Guitar popped that shatter there. Tyler C used the shatter at some point as Tissue, is just landing headshots right now. Trying to go after Khan. No one really recognizes that Tissue is behind them. They're able to take out Khan before Mint finally is able to take out Tissue. However, Quackle finds Mint, and it's really all up to Tyler C. Tyler C falls. Now it's just up to any straggler that can come back out there and touch card, and no one's able to because Match pops that grab to stop Master Shadow from getting back to touch.
Yeah, it was really good. That was sort of, I think, Adrenaline's looked really good, especially holding that Arches push, but Doodles was just able to just overpower them, it seemed like.
Yeah, now it's all up for Adrenaline's. I mean, they did a great job on the hold there on Arches. They really cut down the time bank that Doodles had going into that first push. Only 11 seconds is all Doodles has to show for what essentially was, other than that Arches hold that they had, a very dominant round from them.
Yeah, and it really was the sort of dominant. They just they went to the Bastion, which Twist was on the Bastion, sort of just flanking. They went a little bit too deep trying to stop him, and they were just able to just take advantage of it.
I respect the flank. I really gotta say that. I respect the flank coming out from Bastion on Tissue on Bastion there, because you just don't expect that. And we saw it work there, maybe 1 or 2 times. However, they lost a lot of time because they were trying to do that.
Yeah, they really did. And what is going on here with the Symmetra? What are they doing? Where are they going?
Oh
no.
My goodness. I have to hope that someone sees that. There goes the TP.
Please scout it. Please scout it. I really hope they scout it.
Based off that, no, they did not. Oh my goodness. Already a pin coming out. It's already starting to fall apart for Adrenaline's here. However, if they just run straight to point right now, they could probably get a tick, but they decide to take the team fight instead, as they are already losing half their team in this engagement. And we are watching Guitar try to find another one there, and we're already seeing a swap come out from Twist.
Yeah, and that's something too where obviously you do need to scout it. I think a lot of teams forget to scout that position. But one thing you could have done too is just try to flip the map. If you're able to get to the point, you could easily have gotten maybe a tick there, maybe even 2.
Yeah, I mean, and we're already seeing a TP come back through, getting some of them on the high ground. But now it's the Sim and the Soldier kind of caught off there. Tissue is absolutely just staring death in the face right now and say, hey, bring it on, and still going through it right now. In the backline, Tyler C, though, able to find Guitar, which is great for Adrenaline. Tyler C, though, incredibly low on health, does have a Shatter ready to go, so they do have that. Looking like they're about to get a tick here, unless Doodles wants to stop it. No, they're going to allow him a tick. Here comes the Shatter, able to find Match. I believe they got one more in that. Not able to confirm the kill as Quackle and Mag come right back with 2 kills of their own for Doodles. However, Adrenaline's just kind of standing on point right now, already have 2 ticks. Here comes the visor from Quackles. It's going to do a lot of damage. 1, 2 members of Adrenaline's down, and that will be the team fight.
Yeah, that was a really good team fight from Quackle did use the visor there just to sort of clean everything up, and okay, that's an interesting sim wall from Tissue. But yeah, they're able to get 2 ticks, maybe a little bit more even with that, but they use Shatter, which they only really used it on 1 person.
Yeah. But they do have some ultimates that are about to be ready. TP now on to top of the Mondaz. They just find a Shatter of their own. Finds 2. Khan, Tyler C, the ones who were shattered already taken out. The Blizzard gets rid of the immortality field, but I really don't think there's going to be much of a follow-up for the Adrenalines. One kill comes, nothing else comes after that. Twist, bomb has to be huge. It is huge. It finds two. That could be what wins them this first point. All they have to do is get rid of Guitar, and Blue Beam Baby as Guitar just absolutely starts to spam that shield on point. But they finally fall, and this should be first point going over towards Adrenalines.
Yeah, that's just insane play from Guitar. But Twist just comes out huge there with a 2K bomb, just able to just clean up everybody and turn the fight for Adrenalines, because maybe that's the turning point that Adrenalines need. They look a little bit rough on their attack. They were getting PP'd on left and right. But who knows? Maybe that's that turning point where they're like, okay, yeah, we got this. We got this.
Yeah, I want to give some shout out there to Master for absolutely dinking Tissue there. Nice headshot with the May. But now we're starting to see Adrenalines come back in. They're going to experience their first real team fight here. Rowlet, though, able to find Guitar might be a very good pickoff for them. However, Rowlet falls right after that. I imagine we're going to potentially see a Death Blossom this fight, and they're going to have to hold on to that for a little bit. They're just going to decide to instead just push the car as far as they can. Here comes the Visor, though, from Quackle, who is at an off angle, going to have to escape for a moment before getting just pocketed here by Blue Beam Baby. However, no kills coming from that death or from that Visor right now, as Rowlet wants to try to maybe sneak around, but they're joining their team on the opposite side of the pub. And here comes the grab. It finds three. The beat comes out to keep him alive. Blizzard, though, comes out as well from Adrenalines here, and they do get some people frozen. However, Tissue finds Twist. Here comes the damage matrix from Adrenalines as well. Tyler C finds Guitar, and the Dragons. Oh, that is huge. It is right down that alleyway. Finds Mint. Tyler C down. Shadow down. Doodles able to win this team fight, and they are looking for more as we hop on here on Tissue, trying to find Khan. Has to pop out the Dragon Arrow. I don't know what that ability is called, but they are finally able to, yeah, with help from Mag there.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great play. Obviously, I think they used a little bit more ults that they wanted to on the side of Doodles, but even then, they looked immaculate right there, and I think they caught Adrenalines off guard.
Yeah, but look at this. Adrenaline's gonna come in this next engagement with 3 ultimates. Doodles will only really have that Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie can, help you out. I just don't necessarily think it can save you.
Yeah, I think one thing that they might try to do here is sort of like a flank shatter bomb combo between Tyler C and Twist.
Yeah, I saw that on Tuesday with a nice Beth bomb coming out from them. From the side of, I believe it was the Buccaneers. Right now, Doodles is just basically playing keep away from him. Here comes the Shatter, only finds 1. That's not a lot of value out of that. Mint, though, finds Tissue. That is a good pick for them to start here. Here comes the Death Blossom from Rowlet. 1, 2. Again, half the team down for Doodles, so they could see this as a potential point capper if they do not get contested again. Twist finds Guitar. That is a good pick right now. Only the 2 supports, I believe, are alive for Doodles at this moment, and they're going to try to escape with their life. Mint finds Blue Beam Baby, and now Magsoul absolutely getting bullied in that little boiler room there. And this should be second point.
Yeah, I don't think Tissue or Quackload is even close to touching. But yeah, that was just a great play by Adrenalines. I think obviously Doodles was trying to flip the map, almost try to become that attacking side, but they just weren't able to.
Twist bomb able to find Tissue. That gets rid of the Dragon for a moment here, but Shadow finds Match. Guitar falls as well, and Adrenaline's keeping up some momentum right now. 3 straight kills going their way as they start to push the car again here to final point. Remember, 11 seconds in the time bank for Doodles. If Adrenaline's can get more than that, they will be defending first.
Yeah, I think. But the one thing that's coming in is Doodles has 6 ults, though. Not even 5, just 6, and they're just gonna be insane.
Here comes 1, 2, 3, already being popped out. Master Shadow pops the Blizzard here to try to help them out here. Tissue pops his Dragon. Can it be huge like the last one was? No. However, 4 ults down for Doodles. I don't really think there's been a lot of value from them, but they are finding kills. 3 straight coming from Match. Guitar finds the 4th, and just a nice play as Match jumps off the map. So does Guitar. And Mag, I feel like this is BM at this point.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. But they used 5 ults there. I think that's something that they didn't want to do, and I think Adrenaline is going to try to come in and just take advantage of this with everybody jumping off the map.
Yeah, Adrenaline's only have that Shatter ready to go, and that's really it again. kind of mirroring what we kind of saw there. And Tyler got charged out of his shatter. They have nothing now. Nothing. Mag pops the damage matrix here. However, nothing necessarily coming from it yet. Tissue's turrets able to find Tyler C. Tissue now going in, finds Khan. Bomb coming out from Twist. They are able to find Blue Beam. Rowlet finds Guitar, and they could be looking to finish this map out here. Oh, Rowlet had the Death Blossom. That would have been huge there, but they fall. They have to get Maxwell off this point right now. The Immortality Field comes up. They're trying to move him off. Match gets a crush kill on the Shadow. Doodles staying in this fight, trying to keep this small lead they have in the time bank, and it's getting really close right now. Adrenaline's trying to do whatever they can, but look at this, 2 straight kills for Doodles. They want to try to end this map here on defense.
Yeah, and that was just insane. That was a great, like, sort of sneak hold by them. But who knows? Maybe they still got 12 seconds left. If somebody dies here, then it's game over. But if they don't, then it could be going into overtime.
Rowlet up there on that high ground. Tyler C takes out Match. Mint falls as well. Here comes the Death Blossom. They get booped away and get nothing out of it. That was supposed to be huge for them, but 3 straight kills coming from the Adrenalines. Now all they have to do is just cap at this point. Blizzard comes out. However, I don't think there's anyone there for the Adrenalines to touch. It won't matter that those 2 are frozen. It will end here.
Yeah, that was a match of Doodles just looked. I don't want to say Doodles looked better, but Doodles looked really good, and so did Adrenaline. You could see that they're working on that sort of brawl style, and they looked really good. I think they do have a few hiccups here and there, but they just looked really good throughout the entirety of the match.
Yeah, Adrenaline really does look improved from what we saw in Lijiang Tower. However, at this point we can say, because Doodles has won the series no matter what, even though we're going to play a 4th map, that Doodles has by far been the better team so far. A little bit more dominant in those first 2 maps. However, I feel like we're starting to see some cracks in the armor, kinks in the armor for Doodles on King's Row here. I feel like Adrenaline is really starting to get into the flow of this game. However, I just hate that it took them 3 maps to get to this point.
Yeah, and that's something too where it's like, I think we started to see that on map 2 on Hanamura, because they looked a little bit rough with that Brawl v Brawl matchup. Obviously, they did get snowballed in map 2, but to start off, they look bad. I'm not gonna say they look bad as in like, oh, they look terrible, but they look bad. They looked worse than Adrenaline did. And you can see Adrenaline is very well-versed on this sort of brawl. Obviously, I think they still need a little bit of work with it, a little bit of mind control, as some people say, where they all just group at 6 and they're not targeting different things, but they look real. I'm not going to say they look really good, but they look better on the Brawl v Brawl matchup than they did with the sort of ball comp that they were struggling with on Lijiang.
Yeah, I fully agree with you there, but again, I just hate that it took Adrenaline this long to kind of get into the flow of this match. If we had seen the type of play they were showing here on King's Row on those first 2 maps, we could be potentially looking at a different series right now. However, it's 3-0 in favor of Doodles, and Doodles, even they've responded well to Adrenaline and their improvements they've made throughout this entire series.
Yeah, and it looked like this could have been Adrenaline's map to lose. Obviously, Doodles capped with 11 seconds. They did have a little bit of struggles on the attack side, but once they got that first point camp, they were sort of rolling a bit, and then they obviously got stopped and they slowed down, and then they were trying to make something happen again, and then as soon as they did, they were rolling again. They were able to get some great plays, and then obviously Doodles just used 5 ults and they won the fight because, of course, you're using 5 ults, but that's one thing where you could take it away from them, where if they don't have those sort of pauses and they're able to just keep on rolling, then they can do great things.
Yeah, and one thing that I noticed there again at the end of King's Row for Adrenalines, especially on their attack, it was a lot like we saw on Hanamura. They were getting their ultimates and they were using them right away, while, a lot of them came in that last fight, and I understand you want to use them when you have them. But we saw the bomb that the Adrenalines had there, the Diva Bomb, that was their only ultimate going into that last fight before the like do or die last team fight. And they used it early in that engagement and didn't find anyone with it. And Doodles came right back and just completely team wiped them again.
Yeah, I think that's one thing too, where it's like I think that's the major point that they're going to take away from this VOD and be like, okay, we got to stop using our ults as soon as we get them. As soon as we see the little flashy thing on the bottom of our screen, we got to stop just pressing Q right away. But that's something that is not, I'm not going to say easily fixed, but something that you can fix yourself. That's something that you go into comp, you play it, you just sort of play the game, and then you hold it for a little bit longer than you want to. Sometimes you might hold it too long, sometimes you might not. It's just one of those timing things, which something I feel like that they could take away from this match and be like, okay, next week this is the one thing that we're going to look at scrims, and we're going to focus this one thing no matter the entirety of scrims.
Doodles looking like they're gonna have some fun here. Tissue off the DPS now on support. Match off the tank now on DPS, and Bluebeam Baby off the support and now on the tank.
It's last map.
I mean, yeah, but they've already won this series, so they're gonna play some off characters. They're known for that. Pula though finding Bluebeam Baby out early could do something here for Adrenaline's. However, Adrenaline's kind of letting Doodles push this car right now. They're gonna let it get to that valley of the bottom of this valley here before we probably see a contest come out for them. However, it seems like Doodles wants to fight them on the high ground. Match going in, taking on a 4v1 and not dying there. Good job by them. However, they finally do. Master takes out them. Tissue, though, still in attack mode, even on support, finds Mint.
Yeah, and this is sort of a tale of two different comps. Obviously, Adrenaline is playing this more divey on a monkey comp, and then you go to Doodles, which they're running the brawl comp, which is sort of weird on this map, especially with the amount of different levels that you have on this point, especially on this map in general. But who knows? It could be good for them.
Yeah, but Doodles doing a good job even with half their team on off rolls right now. Getting this card almost to the first point right now. The Adrenalines are going to come out and contest. Twist, though, falls late in that one as we see that late contest come out. Tyler C gets down here, finds Quackle out early. They do have their Primal Rage ready to go. Master Shadow takes care of Guitar. And we could see Adrenalines here win a team fight and kind of stabilize this first point. However, the Dragon Blade does come out from Master Shadow. They're desperately looking to find anyone. Instead, they get absolutely pinned into a wall. Shatter comes out from the Guitar, finds one, found a couple other ones, but they found one initially with that Shatter. And they're trying to win this fight right now. However, numbers advantage still in Adrenaline's favor. Bomb coming out from Twist to try to get back in their mech as fast as they can. They do find Tissue out. A little bit of a mistake there from them. However, we're just seeing Doodles continue to just throw bodies on point. Here comes the bomb from Doodles. That one doesn't find anyone. However, they continue to find kills even without the bomb.
Yeah, and obviously, like, we're going to go back and talk about this. Doodles looks like the better team. I'm not going to say that they don't, but I think this is great practice for Adrenaline where, okay, obviously we're facing a team that's better than us, but we can still take away from this and learn. They're using the monkey comp, they're using comps that they're working on, and this is a different comp that they probably haven't seen before on this map. So they're looking at different strengths, different sort of weaknesses, how we can fight this team.
Yeah, Guitar almost dying. They're actually finally dying there due to Tyler C. Tyler C now in an absolute bad spot. Able to get some help and their abilities back. Pula finds Mag, and Tyler C, after getting absolutely bullied by Quackle, able to take care of them. And now we're starting to see some kills go the way of Adrenalines. This is almost a team wipe right now, as Tissue really the only one left alive. However, everyone on the Adrenalines knows where he is, and they do not let him escape.
Yeah, no. But this is the one, like, sort of point two where you're gonna see the very much of the difference between the Winston comp and the Rhine comp. You can have the Winston set up top on shuttle and just jump to each one of these entryways because they're so locked out, I would say. And it's something that could be very, very difficult for Doodle to break.
Yeah, I like that dive that we saw from Tankling there for Adrenaline's on to match there. It completely threw him off a little bit as we saw him try to dash away, not able to. Tyler C, though, is a little bit angry, and he's going after the visor of Quackle. Is able to find him after they find Khan, and Adrenaline just continues to pick up kill after kill here.
Yeah, and I think you're starting to see this monkey comp, with this Winston comp, how it works very, very well against these comps like that, because again, the different levels. But this is something too. If Adrenaline wins this map, this could be great building point for next week.
Here comes the blade from Match it's trying to find. They were in an area where there was a lot of potential people that would have died from 1 or 2 swings. They still might be able to find someone. However, they don't. Pula finds one. Master now popping a visor of his own. And look at that, 2 more down. And we are really starting to see Adrenaline's find something here. As Doodles, we're seeing them make some swaps. Quackle going to the Reaper now.
Yeah, Quackle swapping over to the Reaper, and and they swapped to the Sim, which actually I really like this swap because you're able to TP on you're able to close a lot more space, that's one thing that Brawl doesn't do well, especially if you're sort of playing this sort of comp very split. But if you're able to TP onto him, then you could destroy some backlines.
Yeah, TP on the high ground. Look at that. Quackle already finding a lot of value with that Reaper pick. Takes care of Tyler C. The Valkyrie has been popped here by Mag, as now they look to push the cart. Master falls as well. Doodle's starting to get a little bit of a better footing in this map right now, as I feel like everyone's kind of settled into the new roles they're playing, and then now they begin their push again.
Yeah, and this is going to be one thing where it's going to be very difficult for Adrenalines to come out on, because it's sort of like the same thing with attack. You have these sort of small windows that you can attack from.
Yeah, but 2 straight kills going the way of Adrenaline. Here comes the bomb from Twist. Doesn't find anyone, but Khan finds Guitar, and Pula is able to just absolutely shred that mech for Blue Beam Baby there. And now Adrenaline's starting to pick up where they left off, almost getting C9 here. Tissue on the cart, very, very close to that second point.
Yeah, that's something that they need to watch because of how close it is. But who knows? You have Master on the shuttle, and you have this sort of nano, which you can either use on basically anybody on the side of Adrenalines.
Yeah, I would think the primary target is to Tyler C, but maybe they're gonna hold it on to for Master and try to get a nano visor here. Oh, but the shatter coming out from the Guitar might be huge. Finds one initially on the shatter of Pula. There goes the mech for Twist, and now the primary target for that nano is Tyler C. Tyler C going after the Mercy. Here comes the bomb from Blue Beam Baby. Not able to find anyone, and getting dangerously close to that point as Tyler C jumps on it. They do have their primal rage ready to go. They do pop it as they find Mag. So this visor comes out from Master here. Finds 2, make it 3. Now the wall coming out from Match. Doesn't live much longer to see it come up, and we could be seeing Adrenaline's here hold on the second point after almost letting Doodles take it.
Yeah, and this could be a great turning point from Adrenaline. The point 99 meters away, it was a great hold from them. You were able to see how the monkey is able to just sort of go in, and that was just a great hold from them. They did it very, very well. This is the one time where I'm going to say this. They layered their ultimates really, really well. Like, there was a few times where they just sort of used it just to use it, it seemed like. But this was the one time where you could see them sort of thinking, okay, I want to use this ult with this ult, and they were able to hold on to that nano. Like, that's the one thing that I want to say, is they held on to the nano really, really well. Use it on Tyler C. They could have used it some different ways, which, being an anime, I understand what sort of like a lot of the stuff goes on behind the scenes, but Tyler C is that's sort of like one of the best things to do, especially against a brawl comp with Ryan, because it just goes through shields. So you could just hold down mouse 1 and just delete some people.
Yeah, and now the Adrenalines could get a point here, and that would be huge for them. I would imagine taking away one map on Doodles, not getting swept in all 4 maps is probably what they're gonna be trying to do now. Pula though on the Bastion.
Hey, it is this is the one time I'm gonna say it. It is just a pure escort map, so playing that sort of pirate ship could be very, very good, especially on a comp like this where you just set up on the cart and you can't do anything. One thing that worries me though, Guitar is on Hog.
Yeah, I was looking straight at Guitar as you said that. And they're using the TP there to kind of TP to an off angle. However, I feel like the shield there from Blue Beam Baby kind of gave them away, but they don't seem to notice. Now they're starting to notice. Master Shadow gonna try to rain some damage down on to Match here. Not really doing a good job of it right now. Actually, is in dangerous range here to get hooked. Not able to, but the kill's starting to go the way of Adrenaline's right now. They are really pushing this cart well right now, as some members of Doodles are finally starting to run back towards the cart because it's almost at that first point already.
Yeah, and I think, like, this is what we talked about before. Pirate ship, just move the point. There we go. And it's like, I don't even think they're going to get contested.
No,
they're not. They already capped first point. So, I don't know what's going on, but let's let them have fun.
Yeah, it's almost 5 minutes, 45 seconds for Adrenaline's here to push it to the second point, essentially, to take a map on Doodles, and they are looking very well right now. I mean, time is in their favor, ult charge in their favor. Master does have that barrage ready to go, and Bluebeam Baby absolutely kind of in a bad spot right now, behind almost everyone, and now desperately trying to run away, not able to. And look at this, already less than 30 meters now for Adrenalines.
Yeah, this just sort of looked like I think this is just one of those things where it's like, let's just have fun.
Yeah, here comes the barrage, able to find one, trying to find a second one. They are contesting with 0.09 meters. They want this map to go in their favor. Pula, though, pops their tank mode, and no one's on the cart. I'm not going to say C9 because I don't really think it was, but Adrenalines will take one map on Doodles.
Yeah, which, I think this was sort of like a troll map from Doodles, just sort of just doing whatever, but I think Adrenaline's can look at this and be like, okay, yeah, they let us have this one, whatever. But you got to take away the smaller victories. You won a map. Take this into next week. Win 2 maps. Take these small victories, label them up, look back at it. Don't look at this map. This map was just a wipe. Obviously, you won it. Take that energy, like that feeling that you won, take it into next map. Go back to the other 3. Look at your brawl. Look at how you played. Take those little things that you could work on and improve it for next week. Because next week, who knows? It's a brand new week. Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, every match is different. And, you were, like you said during their defensive hold there, they were kind of layering and rotating their ultimates. They weren't getting them and using them immediately. So I feel like, and we kind of saw it there a little bit on King's Row as well, other than just at the very end where they were holding on to ultimates. They weren't getting them and using them. So I feel like they were realizing their problem from Hanamura, fixed it a little bit on King's Row, and they really did a good job here, continuing that on a watch point to just keep doing that. So I feel like we said before this map, they improved a lot throughout this map, or throughout this series. We just hate that it took them up until about the 3rd map to really start, putting all the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah, which, that's something that's difficult, especially on certain teams, where it's like, you have to come out and obviously you have to play right away. Mm-hmm. Some people do it before scrim, some people do a scrim beforehand, try to get those nerves out of your system. Some teams don't. Maybe if they didn't do one this week, maybe they try to do like a 30-minute, like, hey, let's go play quick play as a team. Let's 6-second quick play. Let's get these nerves out. Let's start working as a team a little bit beforehand, and then we're ready for the match. Because as you saw in as you saw on map 1, on Lidong, I should say, they looked nervous. They looked bad. They didn't look as good as they could have been. And you go to map 2, and they looked very, very, very better. They looked a lot better. They looked like they improved a lot of steps. Map 3, they looked a little bit better. I would say they looked like marginally better. And then obviously you go to this map. This map is what it is. But I think that the one thing that they can improve on is going to a quick play beforehand and just get some nerves out. Just play some quick play for like an hour. Don't tilt. Just have fun. Have fun as a team. You don't need to run what you run in the match. Just have fun. Just have fun as a team. Get those nerves out and just have everything.
Yeah, mess around. It's a video game. I mean, these are supposed to be for fun. You do this because you get some sort of dopamine when you win. But remember, this is all just for fun in the end.
Yeah.
But Karma, final thoughts on this. Doodles improves their record of 2-0 on the season. Adrenaline, on the other hand, falls to 0-2. Just like I said, just final thoughts on this series as a whole.
Doodles look really well. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna fault them for. No, I'm not gonna say they really trolled it, but they did troll Map 4 with Watchpoint Gibraltar. But I think they look really, really well, and I think they knew that going into this. I think their ball comp looks really, really well. I think they do have some. They ran the sort of glass cannon, as I like to call it, with the Mercy Zen, but that's something that you can look at and you can be, hey, we looked good. Let's keep on improving. Let's do that. For Adrenaline, okay, you guys lost. Take this whole thing, VOD review it, learn from it, come back next week with a brand new mental, and just have fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fully agree with you there. Karma, before we go, anything else you want to add?
Nothing much really. I just have fun whenever you play this game. It's a tilting game. I know the feeling. Mm-hmm. And I think some people might look at what Doodles did at the last map and just tilt a little bit, especially on the side of Adrenaline. But take it and just have fun. Obviously, it is a match. Emotions get high. Have fun. Smile. I know I take this game a little bit too seriously at times, but at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all playing a video game for fun. Why not?
Yeah. But that will wrap us up here for Tranquility tonight. Doodles defeats Adrenaline in 3-1 fashion. Thank you everyone for coming out. My name was Dextron, that other voice, and my co-caster tonight was Karma. Hope you all have a great night, and make sure you tune in next time to the next Tranquility match.